The amount of controversy that's going around about a simple chant. Discuss it. On one side, you have the blue and white, and their argument is that everybody that lives in Israel must join the IDF. So therefore, every Jewish person is the IDF. So when you say death to the IDF, you're actually saying death to every Jewish person in the world, and you are anti-Semitic. Okay, first of all, you can choose to opt out of being in the IDF. However, if you do, you will face a lot of backlash from the community and a possible short prison sentence. So you have to have a lot of conviction and a lot of morality to decide to go against what everybody else is doing and take that risk. But the option is there. You can also medically opt out. And then there is a whole element of Israeli society, Orthodox Jews, that opt out for different reasons. They had a whole protest about it recently because Benjamin Netanyahu and the current government are trying to force them to conscript. So not every Jewish person has to join the IDF. No. In fact, there's Jewish people in this country and all around the world that speak out against the IDF. So anyway, not every Jewish person lives in Israel. And Israel was apparently created as a Jewish state. But we also know that it has Muslims and Christians and atheists living there. There's atheists in the IDF. So how does that figure? Anyway, so there's that whole argument. Now, people on the other side are saying, we are not targeting Jews. We are targeting people who are in an army who are killing civilians in a genocide, right? So an army. So by the same default, what about when people say death to the RSF, which are the militant forces backed by the UAE that are killing people in Sudan? So when you go to war against somebody, do you say, oh, I hope nothing happens to the soldiers in the opposite side? Like, I don't know how that figures. So that's the argument from the other side. Now, it's a very grey area because the police can't seem to make up their minds either. On one hand, Bob Dylan is still under investigation by, I can't remember what police they are, the ones that are around Glastonbury. But the London Met Police have dropped their charges. The BBC aired what he's done, and that chant has been said all over the world. So there seems to be a lot of confusion about whether it's legal or not. Now, outside the Bob Dylan concert, the blue and white was shouting yes, yes to the IDF. Now, they're shouting yes, yes to a military force that is currently slaughtering people. Now, there's people on the other side who are Palestinian, that have family that have been slaughtered by the IDF, and they're hearing yes, yes to the IDF. So in retaliation, the pro-Palestinian lot started saying death to the IDF. Now, it's being said inside, not only by Bob Dylan, but by everybody that was in attendance. It was being said by a lot of people, but the police decided that they needed someone to arrest. So they picked literally the tallest person I've ever known in my life because he stood out, and they arrested him. Now, he's actually given me a little statement, so I'm going to attach it to the end of the video, and I want you to watch in his own words what happened, how he feels about it. But I think this is a really important topic that needs to be addressed, and it also needs to be addressed by the police because they need to be on the same line with it. Like, are you banning it? Is it against the law to say it? If it is, why? What is your justifications? You know, is there any room to negotiate this? You cannot just blanketly be like, I'm going to arrest that person over there, but not that person over there. I saw it in Birmingham, and the Birmingham police are just standing there going, okay. So does it depend on the police force, the police sergeant, what does it depend on? So can we discuss this? Because I actually think that it's an important discussion for all of us to be having. So anyway, watch the video with the young man that was arrested for saying death to the IDF, and let me know in the comments section. Either way, let's have an open dialogue, whether you agree, whether you disagree, whether you're indifferent, like, just say your thing. Let's start a very, very necessary conversation.
Assalamu alaikum. So on Monday evening, the Metropolitan Police took it upon themselves to arrest me outside the O2 Forum at Kentish Town for chanting death to the IDF. They kept me for 8 hours, released me at 4:30 a.m. in the morning. This is absolutely ridiculous. It's an assault on freedom of speech. I wasn't the only one chanting this. There were probably hundreds of people chanting it, but for some reason they picked me out and they arrested me. They were very heavy-handed. They left a lot of abrasions on my wrists. When I got to the police station, it was a good experience. I asked for a novel, and they did give me a book to read. And but yeah, it's just crazy. I just can't believe this. That they arrested me. I never got to see my Bob Dylan concert. And as far as I know, you can't be arrested just for chanting "deaf, deaf" to the IDF, because they're trying to say it was a religious, racial slur, and I don't believe that at all.